Hey there, it's John Siskovich. I had a comment from Brad Talby. I mentioned recently in a video that I use an organic herbicide, and he wanted to know what organic herbicide I use and why. So I'm going to use this video to talk about what I'm going to try out this year, and specifically organic weed management in hop yards. It's applicable to a lot of other crops, but I'm going to talk about it in the realm of my hop yard. So if you're trying to do things organically, weeds are always an issue. Always an issue. It's like our biggest thing to battle, that weeds and insects, pests. In our hop yard, we have 21 rows. They're 250 feet long per row. Our hop mounds, or their hills they're called, are 3 feet apart. So all the plants are 3 feet apart. And in between all those plants, around those plants, over time, the weeds grow in. It's a lot of management for us to kind of figure out. And I'm lucky enough to have the University of Vermont that does a lot of research for hops in the Northeast and publishes that stuff on their website for their Crops and Soils Department. And I'll have all those links in the description for this video below. So we're trying a few things this year. We have 6 varieties. 2 of those varieties we don't like. I mentioned that in a previous video. So we're using the pigs to till up the ground, get rid of it, actually get rid of some of the weeds. We're flame weeding behind the pigs to help kill off even more of the sod and weeds and stuff that have grown. And then hopefully in the fall, we'll plant new plants, having, kind of gone back to square one, fertilized, tilled. But for the hop varieties that we're keeping, if we're getting rid of 8 rows, whatever that math is, 21 minus 8, we're keeping that many rows, and we're reclaiming the hop yard this year. Really great study done for 2015 by UVM, where they went in and tried heavy mulching with straw, heavy mulching with wood chips. They tried steaming the plants, and that was effective. And they tried this organic herbicide made by a company called Avengers, or it's the Avengers Herbicide. And what it is, it's a citrus-based herbicide that breaks down the waxy cuticle on the plant, which kind of inhibits the plant's ability to regulate moisture, so it dries out and dies. Like, it just keeps pumping out moisture. It doesn't know why it's doing that, and it dies. So what we're doing on the yard this year to kind of reclaim is that we went up, we hung all the strings that the hops trellis up. We had them spaced out very specifically, and we're retraining the hills to very specific spots to make our management easier going forward. And then in the beginning, and it's terrible, but I just spent a lot of time doing it this morning, hand weeding to find all the hop plants, because those rhizomes spread in the ground and then come up and then they spread in the ground. If you've had grown raspberries, if you've grown hops before, you know that they send out shoots, and then the shoots come up above surface, and then next year, so they travel if you don't train them back in to where you want them. So we're training them back into very specific areas and then killing all the weeds in between it. And we're doing that starting out by hand weeding. Sun just came out. My hair is all nice and crazy because it was sunny today, or windy. We're going in hand weeding, and then in between we're going to try out a few things. We have a lot of rows, we can do a lot of experimenting. We need to find something that works. Because we didn't do this initially, we're playing catch up, which is tough. Hand weeding, and then we might flame weed in between. When the hops are taller, you start to prune off the leaves on the bottom to increase airflow. Once those leaves are gone, we can spray that Avengers Organic Herbicide, and that should kill all the understory and get us back to square one. I'm going to the sunglasses. Go back to square one, where we have bare earth or just the weeds killed or minimized, where we can kind of hand cultivate a little bit, and then we'll go in with mulch with either fabric, plastic, wood chips, or hay. Haven't decided yet, making that decision. Follow along, subscribe to the channel if you want to see just how we're trying to solve this. If we were a conventional hop yard, we can go through and spray an herbicide. It would take care of it. I don't know how they train them in the beginning of the year, but that's how we're gonna do it this year. See that? Switch sides on you. So the takeaway from this whole video is that when you're doing small scale farming, when you're doing it organically, there's a lot of variables. We're not certified organic, but it's something we're striving for. Not that I really want to get the certification, but I want the farm to be managed organically because that's my own ethics. But there's a lot of choices, a lot of decisions. There's some really good research out in the world. There's some contradicting research, and this goes for chickens, pigs, hops, apples, vegetables. Everything has its own kind of subset of people who think they know what they're doing, people who actually know what they're doing, and people like me who are reading all of that stuff, trying it out and seeing how it works on my very own ecosystem. So on farm here, it takes a lot of diligence, intelligence, hard work, planning, organization, and a lot more time is spent in the office than you would think, because you do your research, you have to make these decisions, then you have to organize all the materials and set the stuff up so that you can either do it yourself or explain it to somebody else and have them work with you or for you when you're running a crew or a team. It's pretty nuts. A lot of work. Been really tired lately, but really enthusiastic that the sun is finally out. We had 2 weeks of rain, and now the sun is out. It's beautiful. Things are growing, and now we just have to keep up with the grass. If you have any questions about this, leave it in the comment section below. Videos will keep on coming. I've had some internet issues lately, so that's why some of the videos came up late, but I'll keep it coming. If you want to follow along on a day-to-day basis, our farm has an Instagram account that's run by myself and my wife Kate. It's at Camps Road Farm. If you have Instagram, you can go at Camps Road Farm. If you don't have Instagram, you don't want to use Instagram, you can go to campsroadfarm.com, and our Instagram feed is on the bottom of our homepage. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for being a part of the community. And until next time, I will see you out in the field.